Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Devil's Advocate Trades Edition. I'm going to make some corrections on my last podcast, so let's do that. Oh, if you hear a cat in the background, I just got a brand new kitten. We'll cut to that in a second. I tend to squirrel too much, so if you hear crying, it's my new little boy. He's 4 months. Little peanut, that one. Okay, so I made a mistake. I go back and listen to my podcasts. It's just something that I do. And basically, I don't remember what I said, but it was on the Day of Remembrance and Action on Violence Against Women, which is December 6th of every year. I did not say that. I called it something else. And I was like, oh my God, Lisa, like, for God's sakes, get it together. So I'm sorry, ladies. It's me. It's my bad. So that's what it is, and we need to embrace that and support it and make sure that we hold that day close and near to us, including all of the other wonderful days that we have. Which brings me to my conversation that I've had with a few of my guy friends, and they're like, there's like rarely any celebrations for men, and I mean they exist, but nobody really acknowledges them. And I'm like, that's because you guys fucking have everything and you're running the world like a bunch of morons. I digress. Not all of them, but I mean, there are some guys that are like, what's this white privilege you speak of? What's this fucking male privilege you speak of? We don't know what it is. And I'm like, oh, well, it exists. And some might not see it at the same capacity of others, but it's there. And I'll give you a perfect example. If I have a laborer on site with me, okay, so a laborer with another company, because I'm a consultant, so just hear me out. And this guy is like, I've been passed up for this, but I've got skill behind me and they bring me on as a laborer right now. This is a fucking joke. Guess what? When I walk into a room and talk to a group of guys about what's going on in the project and he comes in, they think he's going to talk, not me. And when he does speak, they listen a lot more attentively than they would me sometimes. And I'm like, you know what that is? That's male privilege. That's what that fucking shit is. All right, gentlemen. So if a woman walks into a room, it's like you automatically like your wife fucking volume minimizer goes on and you're just like, I want to listen to her. And then some guys tell me that they can't stand the tone that some women speak in. Some women sound too male. Some women are too high pitched. Some women they can't, like, they're too nasally. Like they can't stand the voice of the person. So they can't get past that. And I'm like, isn't there like a thing called misophonia where you can't handle like people chewing or smacking their gum or if they slurp? It's all these little tiny noises that drive you fucking incensed. And you're just like, I can't focus on anything. And I'm like, that sounds like maybe something a psychologist should help you with. And women have it too. Some women have misophonia too, but it is what it is. And so when I say to you, gentlemen, it's not that we don't recognize your holidays. A lot of women recognize Father's Day and we recognize, prostate cancer and we recognize Movember. And I made sure to make a point of recognizing June, which has a lot of holidays in it. But it's also men's mental health. And so those are things that we pay attention to. And, not everybody, but like this International Man's Day is where this all came up. And I'm like, I don't see that. Hang on one second. I need to pick up this little peanut. Oh my. There we go. So he's just having a big cry. He's only 4 months. So that's where I say to men, it's like, you know what? You're right. You may not feel the same type of privilege in certain daily items. You might see it happen more for other guys than for yourself. But it doesn't negate the fact that you still have more power over certain people, especially women, in certain rooms, regardless of their education and of their experience and knowledge. You'll 9 times out of 10 look to the guy that seems to have it. Like you could have a 10-year journeyman female in plumbing or in electrical or have a master water technician and she's female, but the guy walks in behind her that's maybe got like 6 months worth of experience, but you're looking to him like he knows what the fuck he's talking about. And I'm like, right there. So I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, Lisa, are you hating on men? No, I'm a feminist, but I don't hate men. I think men are great. I think a lot of men, you know what I love about men is that most of them are actually quite funny. I like laughing. So when I find a funny female, I'm like in heaven. I'm like, oh my God, she's great. She's great. Maybe I could cross the floor. Just kidding. Just kidding. Anyway, so again, like I said, December 6th is an important day to remember, especially what happened on November 11th, which is even more horrible. But, so Day of Remembrance and Action on Violence Against Women. Let's celebrate that day. Let's, support it. And more companies are coming forward and emerging that are really good at putting in those policies to protect everybody across the board. And when people say zero tolerance policy, could you actually make it a zero tolerance? Because I mean, like, they're like, well, and it's like, no. Either it's zero tolerance or it's tolerance. It's one or the other. Either it's a 3 strike, you're out, or not. Like, people, like, I would say zero tolerance for workplace safety and violence and harassment. So I said that wrong. It's workplace harassment and violence safety policy. Jesus, I gotta work on that. Anyway, I have manuals for it. I created documents. But anyway, so cat's a twerp. So anyway, with that being said, those are things that are emerging more and more. It's not going to happen overnight. Nothing happens overnight. I said that on one of my podcasts just a couple podcasts ago. But things are getting better. And so, I think the best thing you can do is just put yourself in a position where you're getting what you need in regards to information. Oh my God, my little peanut was like making me crazy. We named him Kato. We just got him on Saturday. We're the 15th today, so we got him on the 13th. He's 4 months old. He's a little Spitfire, cute as a button. But he's vocal and he's just getting into things in my office. So I had to pause, put him in his space, unpause. It's not editing, it's pausing. So anyhow, moving on, we're going to talk about AI because I squirrel a lot on the AI aspect. So when I went to go talk about it, so as most of you know, I've been very vocal about the fact that I'm a one of one, and AI helps me stay that way. So my podcasting is ran through Podcast AI. I do all of my podcasting. So that's where all my broadcasting goes out of. But where I actually do my podcasts is off of Riverside. They are also have a lot of AI components. And then I also utilize another company for all of my applications to push out my marketing material, which is called My Marquee. The owner is, I think there's 2 creators of My Marquee. One is Josiah, and I deal with him predominantly. And him and his team and his partner, I believe, business partner, I should say, now in today's society. They do Wednesday morning meets so that everybody can kind of talk about if there's any problems that they're having. It's a great application. So let me tell you how it works, how it makes my life wonderful. So I set up my companies. So when I say companies, I mean so my podcast is not really a company, it's a passion project. So I have my podcast, I have my actual company, LPM Enterprises, and then I also have an association that I'm currently on that I'll talk about later on this application. And so what happens is it will help you auto-generate different posts, or you can create your own posts, how you see fit. And so it helps you create everything. It puts in hashtags, it puts in emojis if you want, it puts however you want it to look. And then you set a date for it and it pushes it out. So someone like me will sit, and today is my day. I have to sit and do a whole bunch of posts on all of the different aspects. So my podcast, my company, and the association. And I do about 20. So which means every single day something is pushing out to all of my feeds. So my feeds are LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. Well, my Facebook and Instagram are linked, and to TikTok. And it just pushes it out on the day that I tell it to push it out, at the time I tell it to push it out on. And that's all it does. So basically I sit down and I do about 20 posts per aspect, and then it just pushes them as they need to go. Sometimes I'll push out more than one on a certain day. That's because I've done a podcast with a guest, and so I'll push them out to help highlight them and bring that information forward and bring people to the podcast so they can listen to the whole thing if there's something they need to learn or they want to hear more from that individual. And so That's kind of what I do. And I think it is an amazing tool. I could be an affiliate and make a whole bunch of money off of it. I'm just kidding. But I could be an affiliate for them, and I choose not to be. I could be like, listen, just give it all to my web guy, and then maybe I can just tell him that I don't owe him anything. Just kidding, Michael. He'll tell me I still need to pay him. I can see Michael listen to this and be like, great. You're still going to pay me, Lisa. And I'll be like, yeah, well, trades. But they're an amazing application. I really like Podcast AI, and I know that my producer works with one of the lead guys for Podcast AI, and his name is Sean, and he really likes him and has lots of nice things to say about him. So thanks, Sean. Your platform's great. Happy with it. And then of course I love Riverside. Riverside is great. I don't think I'll move out of Riverside. Michael will be like, because you use mine. And I'll be like, yeah, But still, I don't have a lot of problems with Riverside. They're great. Their customer service is exceptional. They get on problems right away. So I don't have, and that's the things I look for when I'm utilizing platforms, especially AI platforms, when a real person comes on and says, yeah, let's get this fixed for you right away. So, because AI is great up to a certain point. Now, does it stop? It helps me. And this is the biggest rule I'm going to tell you on AI, because there's lots of them out there. There's ChatGPT, there's my podcasting, there's my marketing aspects, and then there's also there's Abacus, there's tons of them. There's tons of them out there, and so and a lot more people that have like Canva is also I believe they're looking into an AI aspect as well. You've got like your Google's got Copilot, or Google's got Gemini, and Microsoft has Copilot. Like everyone's, they're all getting into the game. So here's my biggest piece of advice, and it's very important. AI, although replaces the aspect of me having somebody in to do all of this for me, which is great, it does not stop the fact that I have to proofread it. If you are not proofreading your AI, you are going to look stupid, because AI is not perfect, and especially if you're not utilizing it properly. So you have to be incredibly detailed. AI is like a woman. You need to give her all the information, and you can be mad about that all you want, but it's fucking true. If something happens to somebody, a woman doesn't go, oh, what happened to Bert? Oh, I think he hit his head. Oh, okay. Well, how did he hit his head? Where was he? Does this person know? Has he gone to the hospital? Do you know when this happened? Do you know what's going on? Is he getting a head CT? Those are the things that women are asking because they want the information, and men go, I don't know, because they didn't think to ask it, because they're like, all I know is Bert hit his head. So, That's AI. You need to give it more details. The more details you give it, the more information you give it, the better off of response you're going to get. I need to create a document. Great. What kind of document? Who's involved in the document? Is it an agreement? Does it have a confidentiality? Does it have an NDA? What's going on? Is it a code of conduct? Is it a contract? But again, not a lawyer, and it will say that at the bottom. This is not intended for legal advice. And it's a good disclaimer to have, because apparently you can burn your lip on hot coffee and make $3 million. Just saying, So they make sure they put those disclaimers out there. And it does not replace a lawyer, although it is very smart. It does not replace a lawyer. It does not replace the people in those professions that have taken the time to do the education piece behind it. So if you can create it, and then you should always send it off to your lawyer and say, hey, can you take a look at this and tell me if there's anything I need to add into it, if there's any legalese that need to go in, if there's anything that's wrong, if there's anything that could come back and bite me in my ass. And a lawyer will look at it and be like, probably, and some lawyers probably utilize it too, but they're also equipped to go through and be like, oh yeah, that's not fucking right, and change it. So AI, game changer, 100%, especially if you're a one-on-one in your business, or if you're limited staff. Definitely a game changer, but please check it, and please be detailed. Let me tell you something. AI might be the wave of the future for better relationships, because it forces people to be more detailed in their communication, and maybe there'll be less miscommunications because it's teaching you to be detailed. So just a random thought, the more you know, then you see the little star go up page. Anywho, there's that. Now, with that being said, I'm moving into my new role at another association. So as you guys know, it's not a secret that I tell you guys that I do volunteer work for CCI and for COF. Those are both very predominantly board of directors based. They do some stuff for managers. It's not like people, like nobody in industry can't learn from what they're teaching. Like absolutely anybody and everybody inside of the industry could go. But they are heavily geared towards board of directors, which is great because educated boards mean better decision making for a property. It's not all emotion and hostile because you're still running actually a large business. You're running a multi-million-dollar corporation. So you want to make sure you have some education and some support behind that education, people that know what the fuck they're talking about. So those are great associations. The association I am now with, where I am now volunteering as a board member, which I said I would never do because I don't want to be on a board. Otherwise, I'd be on my HOA board, and I don't want to be on that. But here we go. I believe it is an amazing effort, and it needs to be, it needs to be revered as what it does. Because here's the thing. So I sit on the ACMA board. We have a brand new board in place. ACMA is the Association of Condominium Managers of Alberta. And we have a brand new board in place. We've got some trailblazers. We've got some new blood. We've got some people from different walks of life. And we've got some brokers and some managers on there. And I think it's a great thing. Why? Because managers are the gatekeepers to condo boards. They are technically their owner's rep in one way, shape, or form. That's what they're doing. They're making sure that everything moves smoothly. The operations are good. Things are transferred over to the reserve the way they're supposed to be. They're getting all of the contractors out there for maintenance. They're talking to the reserve fund study specialists. These are your gatekeepers. If you want to make money in this industry, you need to help support your management teams. So as we move through this, myself and the new board, so thank you to everybody that came and volunteered with me and is standing on the board with me. Because I'm telling you, we got a great group that's going to do some great things, and we're all moving really fast. And so there's some things that are going to change between the website and how things are delivered out to the rest of the world on our platforms. And we're going to move fast. And I do have the ACMA Association linked to my marquee. Eventually, I'll talk to the board about getting it its own. But right now, it's helping me push out to except for one, to its platforms to discuss and talk about what's going on. At some point, we're probably going to be looking for sponsorships. Right now, as we get everything figured out, because the new board has just moved in, we're going to start looking for sponsorships and help our managers grow, get a lot more courses in and advocacy, because I'm going to tell you, being a property manager is not a stepping stone job. It is a career, and it is not for the faint of heart. It's kind of like doing, let me see. It's like being everybody. It's like being a mom. Okay. You're like the everything. You're like the fix it of everything. You got to be able to explain budgets. You got to be able to talk to people about noise complaints. You got to be able to talk to tenants and deal with owners and help people understand what's going on and what being on the board means and what does fiduciary duty mean, and make sure all of the contractors are in place and help them decide in the sense of, here's 3 bids of who can do your snow removal or your landscaping or your mechanical. And these are people that I've worked with and I haven't had any problems with them. And these are people that I haven't tried yet, but they've got some really great prices and more bang for their buck based off of what they're offering. I don't know if they're good, but they're going to give you that feedback based on that. But a lot of new managers and managers currently in industry need a new repertoire of people, whether it's engineers, reserve fund study specialists. There needs to be more people that are getting more support. These are the people they're the gatekeepers. You want to get on their sites, it's got to be them that say, hey, I know this company and they're really great. That's the gatekeeper. So when you're sitting there and you're thinking about who am I going to sponsor everybody, because board members need to be educated, but managers are the ones that also need that support, that advocation, and they need to know that there is somewhere to land when they become a new manager or while they're a manager. I'm trying to work with the governing bodies in Alberta to help have some sort of impact where managers are automatically a member, free of charge to them. so that they can get the support they need and further education. Try and create some sort of platform like I have with COF, where I have webinars where I bring people from different areas of the industry, whether it's lawyers or engineers or reserve fund study or restoration teams or, GCs on, and talk about and ask all those questions. Give them a Q&A session. Insurance providers, give them a Q&A session so they can ask all of the different things that maybe they've dealt with. But now you're coming from a professional side. You don't have an owner who's erratic and like, what am I going to do? And does my policy cover it? It's you're dealing with the professionals inside of the industry that are going to ask you very pointed questions so that they understand how to deal with their people, which will also stop all of their people bugging you because they'll have some of those answers. So it's, education is great. Knowledge is power. And I truly believe that we need to empower our managers more. So that is an initiative that I'm doing, and I'm very excited about it. The past president did quite a few things, so thank you for that. We're going to start moving things into a direction that makes sense for, as the future progresses into AI aspects and whatnot, to help our managers and help our management teams and our firms to do great things, and also self-manage. If you're self-managed, this might be really great as well for you. But I mean, being a board, because it's more like understanding the professional side of it. And if you're self-managed, you have to be very professional side of it as well, right? Because you're managing your corporation. You're not just a board, you're doing all of it, right? So it's not a bad thing for them to join some of those conversations as well. But as we're figuring it out and moving along, I always look for more support and to help continue to encourage that side of the industry, because I think they're important. And I was a manager once. So I believe in this initiative, and I'm going to keep pushing forward for it with the rest of my board of directors. And thank you very much for all those that stepped up. Everyone's going to be like, wait a minute, maybe I need to go on the board. No, it's all good. So there's that. And what else was there going to? Oh yeah, I was talking about my little kitten. So we got another little kitten. And I was watching, I found this really fascinating. And, sometimes I get really caught up in like the spiritual aspects of like how to understand numerology. Everyone's got like different numerology aspects, right? So my house is a 5 house. And all of a sudden this person starts coming onto my feed and they're like, oh no, it's not a 5 house. You actually have to do the numerology for all of these aspects, for all of like the 4 aspects. Like, and I'm like, what? So I got to do like the plan block lot. I got to add that number up. I got to add the house number up. I got to do the numerology for the name of my street, for the name of my community, which happens to be almost the same. And I'm like, oh, so just fun fact, right? So I did that and I'm like, So it's a 3 and a 5. My house number is a 5, but everything together is a 3. 3 cats, 5 pets in total. I got 1 fish tank, 1 dog, and 3 cats. So I'm like, maybe things will move forward. Maybe if I stick a crystal on my chest and ask whoever to help me, the spiritual crystal gods. Listen, I'm going to take whatever I can to try and push in good fucking energy, because we're rolling into 2026 and it's looking fucking bleak. Okay, so it's like you always get these people that do the 2025 or 2024 was my learning year and 2025 is going to be the best year, and then you see the same shit go off and you're like, fuck, is every year garbage or what's happening? So make sure you take the days and the moments that make sense to you, and don't look at all of the bad, because we always hyper focus on the bad. Don't look at the wins. Always take the wins, always take the W's, because those are what make life rich. Even if it's a moment on a Saturday or 3 days in the week, or you just landed a new client, or you found the person that's going to help you do everything you need to do. Like, those are wins, and you got to just soak them up. So make sure you do that, because that's what I try to do. And I mean, like, I love volunteering for things. I have a lot of passion about volunteering for things, but then at the same time, people are like, you're not going to make any money doing that. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm not going to make any money doing that. But you know what I am going to do is I'm going to help the next person to be able to facilitate things on their own or give them the support that they need in order to move things forward. And it's something that I like doing. I like being able to make sure that people have the power, because knowledge is power, and to empower people to make those decisions so that they know that they're not making wrong decisions, or that they might need to pivot a little bit on that decision, that they're on the right track, but maybe let's look at some of these different aspects that could impact it, right? I think it's a powerful place to be, is to be an educator of some sort, because you're helping people to understand how to be better, right? So, I mean, like, educators are important. They are essential, and especially people that want to teach you what they've learned so you don't make the same mistakes. But we're all people, and sometimes we need to make the mistakes. Lord knows I'm a hard learner. Sometimes people will tell me 500 times, don't hang out with this person, or don't do that, or don't do this. And I'm like, oh, watch me. And then it blows up in my face, and I'm like, oh shit, they didn't talk for their health. Weird. But, you know, it's the same with us being a parent, right? You're trying to teach your kid, maybe don't do that. And then, you know, and then I have like, my other half is like, well, I can't tell my kids not to do that because I think about what I did when I was 14. I'm like, dude, when you were 14, let's hope your kids are better than you. Just saying, just throwing it out there. And you also have to remember, it was a different time. What we did in the, I'm going to shoot myself for saying this. It pains me. The 1900s, because that's what all these little new age people, because I can't just say like 1980, 1900s, which is funny because they talk about in spirituality, you're born with a 1 in front of your name, then you have more masculine energy than if you're born with a 2 in front of your name. And I'm like, it's all starting to make sense now. But there's still some people in the 1900s that are very emotional people. That's just a thing. It all comes down to lifestyle, right? So it comes down to where you grew up, what your parents were like, if you're ethnic, if you're not, if you're mixed, if you were a farmer, if you're an urbanite, everything to makes you who you are. So, I mean, I grew up in urban areas, but my parents decided that they thought it'd be a great idea to ship me out to rural areas when I was younger so that I could go learn how to be around animals. So I did farming. For my summers, sometimes I got to deal with cows and chickens and pigs and horses. First of all, don't piss off a horse. I learned that at a very young age. I thought it would be funny to tease the horse and almost got kicked in the head. So, yeah. Hard learner. Like, you know, when you're young and you're like, there's a correlation to events. Like, there's for every action, there's a reaction, and you're like, whatever, you know? Oh, stupid. Pigs will try to eat you. They're not nice. They're not cute. Okay. They will they'll bite your legs. They'll bite your hair. They're fucking assholes. Okay. Chickens will chase you. And so will cows. Especially pregnant cows or cows with babies or bulls. I remember I had a girlfriend of mine. She was like, oh, you should get in there with a bull. And I was like, you know what? I mean, I might have been born in the day, but I wasn't born yesterday. I'm getting there with that fucking bull. I did cow tip when I was younger, which is an asshole thing to do as you get older and realize how impactful that can be to an animal. But I was young and stupid, and I did lots of things. And I'm sure there's a lot of urban kids, or sorry, I shouldn't say urban, I should say rural kids that probably went cow tipping. But if the bull caught you, you weren't here to speak about it. So you better make sure you could run. But yeah, so, I mean, there's lots of things we did when we were younger, you know, I mean, wisdom comes with age, right? So I feel like I've grown as a person, so, made some stupid choices, and I'm here to talk about it. I've lived to speak on these stupid choices. Would I ever tell my kids to do stuff like that? No. I mean, I've talked to my daughter. My daughter's also a big animal lover, so she would never do anything to hurt an animal. It's just not in her to do. My son, on the other hand, a little bit of an asshole. So he'd probably, if he was with his friends, a good chance he'd try to do stupid shit. I do like the fainting goats. Even as an adult, I find it hysterical. I might go to hell for this, but even to this day, being in my mid 40s, if I know that there's a fainting goat on a site somewhere, I will scare it just to watch it like seize up and fall over, because I find it fucking hilarious. And people are like, "You're an asshole," and I'm like, "Yes, I am." But it's funny because it's just part of their response system. They were designed so that if something came to get their livestock, they could get the goat, which is horrible. It is a horrible thing. So that's why for me, I'm like, he's not going to get dragged off by anything. He'll wake up and fucking start bouncing again. And anything, you could honk your horn, these things seize up and fall over. So I'm sorry. It's horrible. People are like, there's activists after me. They'll be like, Lisa, you're a dick. Oh, sorry. You know what? Forget that I said that. I love all animals. And I do love all animals. I just got a brand new kitten and my kids called him Kato. And I'm like, or no, Kaido, anime. My son likes anime. Kaido. I say Kato because it's like Mortal Kombat. And then I hear the song in my head. Right. But no, it's Kaido. My daughter calls him Kai for short. That's the name they chose. So I was like, yeah, that's cool. He is like a little Kaido. I think it was a cat's name in anime. I don't know. I don't watch anime. For all you anime lovers out there of all ages, you'll know. My son does have me watching One Piece, which we're waiting for season 2. I don't even know if it's dropped yet. And I'm like, this is really pathetic. We watched the first season and I've been waiting for, I swear it feels like 2 years. Come on. Let's get this going. My son and I, that's our thing. We watch One Piece. Like, come on, the live action one. I know there's like 1,000 friggin' episodes on the cartoon. Excuse me, or on the actual anime. I can't call it cartoons, actually. It's anime. I've heard you can get cut for shit like that. So anyway. I think that's all I gotta say for today. Good luck for all the entrepreneurs or people in non-for-profits or whatnot that are going to look into the MyMarkie. It's a great application to utilize. It pushes out to all your feeds when you want it to. It's very user-friendly. And then for those that are looking to get into podcasting, I like Riverside, but there's SteamYard. There's lots of different ones. Look into what makes sense to you. I also utilize Podcast AI as my facilitator for all those things. All really great different programs out there in AI companies that will help you to push out your companies or push out what your hobbies or whatever it is you choose to do. I love that. They're very supportive. A lot of them are really great. There's choice out there, which is wonderful. You know what? I can't say enough good things about all the ones that I'm using. And then of course I've got my right-hand guy, Dynamic AI Hub, who keeps me on the straight and narrow and makes sure that I understand. And when I don't understand, he understands for me. I'm like, here, can you help me with this? This is a you thing, Michael. So, and he's pretty good about it. So love that. He's also a great person to tap for resources. If you're looking to get into all of those different markets, he will help educate you or push you into the right ones to deal with. And he'll also help build your sites and whatnot. He rebuilt my site. My site was down for like 2 weeks. I deal with Bluehost. Bluehost, I will tell you, they're saving grace. They have amazing customer service. Thank you, Bluehost, for having good customer service, because if you didn't, I would have lost my mind and I would have fucking moved my goddamn company out. But every company has, like I said, it's how they recover, and they recover well. So I don't leave them. I stay loyal to Bluehost because they do well at trying to fix the problems. And so I appreciate that. So I'm going to give you a review. Your review is a 4.5 star because even though there are things that go wrong, which is where you lose that half star, you always come back to fix it. And you do it well, and you guys get back to us pretty good. I've only encountered maybe a couple of your agents that I wasn't super happy with, but out of 15 agents I've had to deal with, 2 are bad. You're doing good. So I don't have any problems with them, and I'm going to continue to utilize them for my website. And so Michael has redone my website completely because I was finding that it was getting a little bit convoluted. He went on like a completely different kick. I was like, please chew your creative juices. And I was like, too far. Which wasn't a bad thing, but Bluehost couldn't handle it, and it kept flipping back and forth between the 2 websites, which was really getting confusing for people that were probably trying to look me up. So now we've just recreated it. But other than that, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Have fun doing whatever it is you're doing and just get fucking started. Don't waste your time. Take the critique as it comes, because critique only is what makes you better. It's constructive criticism. Take from it what you need to and be better, a better version of yourself, and feel empowered enough to start. Nobody starts off perfect. It's not a thing. But when you do, you won't regret it. Have a great rest of your week. Happy Hanukkah to all those people that are now in Hanukkah. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. We'll catch you on Christmas Eve. And I hope everyone has an amazing week. And we'll catch you on the flip side. And don't do anything crazy.